What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spectrum, the podcast. I am your host, 3 a.m. Alexander.
Hey guys, it's your girl, Natalie.
Welcome back, Spectrum Gang. I hope you guys been having a great, phenomenal
Friday nights recording for you guys.
Yeah, so we want to talk about, first topic was what happened our first weekend out.
That is actually where we left off on episode 1, was we were going to say that we were getting dressed up to go out to eat that night.
Exactly. So we're updating you guys right where we left off at. This was our first night out on Olas.
And how was it, 3?
You know, from my experience, we're going to break it down from the wait time that they supposedly had, the seating arrangements, how we were sat, food expectation, the price, the service.
Okay, there was a lot, yeah.
You got to break it down just like that.
There was a lot that happened.
It was an
now
entire
like that.
layout, you know, from the first...
The hostess didn't really know what was going on.
Well, actually, no. One was the manager, so she was the one in charge. From what I remember that evening, we got there. Do you have a reservation?
What was I wearing?
So you had on your special dress. You broke out the dress.
True.
It was very, very beautiful dress. And I broke out black button up.
Yes, nice button up.
Dressed to the nines. We were ready to step out that night.
I would say so.
Yeah. So that happened. It was beautiful. The usual restaurant environment, people don't know what's going on. So someone else comes in that's aware of what's going on. They're, okay, we got 15 minutes. You guys want to sit at the bar?
Yeah, easy. Like, that's an easy answer.
I like that.
Always.
And I'm going to go with that. Easy is my way. Sit at the bar? Sure, we're going to hang out. What do you get at the bar?
Glass of red wine. You know that Cab Sav.
We played a little game, actually, if you remember.
What was my number? 32?
22. So the
28?
So obviously we're sitting at a bar. There's tons of liquor on the shelves from top to bottom. Because that's how bars do it. They go from
3 rows.
Yeah, 3 sets of rows of liquors and liqueurs. So I had about, in my lifetime, about 20, 21 of those choices, which are pretty good choices. All the bottles
on the wall.
It's your standard domestic bar. They're going to have all the usual.
Yeah.
So they
Gin, vodka, whiskey, tequila,
they
everything.
even had Hennessy. Bars do not carry Hennessy. Like, a lot of the bars I go to
everything.
They do not carry Hennessy. They had Hennessy. They had Crown Royal.
Crown, Black Label, Johnny Walker.
That shit.
Yeah.
They had the stuff.
Yeah.
So we played a game. You were at 22. You obviously drank more than me, which is great. So I had about 20, 21 of those bottles in my lifetime.
Yeah. That was a fun game, though.
Congratulations.
Because we were just looking at the wall.
Yeah, it's a beautiful wall. It's filled with beautiful bottles of all colors. And my new favorite liquor that I want, Casa.
Casa Azul.
Casa Azul.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that bottle, so.
Yeah, we'll get that.
I'm definitely copping that. Boom. So we get sat. We go to the table. I fantasized on the river the entire time. You know,
we were close enough, and I was just happy to be outside, like at a table.
I was just kidding.
When you're like out and about with other people, and we're like, you'd like to hear sometimes other people's conversations. Yeah. Like, you like to either play music louder than other people are playing music.
That's important.
Or like talk louder than other conversations that you hear in public.
Oh, exactly.
Which, like, I get that. I feel that now that I'm like around you more.
Right. I'm pretty sure nowadays servers will not be introducing themselves like, hi, my name is John Doe, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen anymore due to the way that serving industry is looking with the mask. People want to cut it down to, like, this is the menu.
Really?
Can I get you a drink?
You think that? People are going to say their names.
We didn't get that, because I didn't get a name.
Yeah.
Picture this. She comes up.
We got edamame, and then the St. Louis style ribs.
Yeah. As
2 appetizers, both fire. They were so good.
They
came in an appropriate amount of time.
Okay.
Too.
So, like, what did you think?
And we got a drink.
Once you made that order, what was your first thought like?
No, I was feeling good.
You were feeling good? Okay.
Yeah, I did not see any red flags at that point.
I was already annoyed. Like, I was already just, like, off the meter, like once...
because of the seating arrangement.
It's not the vibe.
So, yeah, you were already annoyed. I was feeling fine after that Cabernet.
Yeah, you already, like, how many? 2 for 2 in that first 30, 40 minutes? 2 for 2 already, down the chamber, boom.
I could sense that, though, from you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but we were still just, like, hanging out. Like,
it
was nothing crazy.
It was one of our days.
Yeah.
Apps come out. They're deliciously looking. I'm eating it with my eyes. I really don't favor edamame, so when the edamame came, I let you just take control. First thing I went for was the ribs. Because I was just like, whoa, ribs. You don't even have to put your teeth on it. You can use your lips.
That's what I mean. It melts off the bone.
And it just... hickory style, like literally it came off. Like, all right.
No, there was a decent amount. There was like 6.
Yeah, I went after at least 3, so we split 3 and 3, which is fair.
There was a lot of edamame though. Like it was good food, good portions. Like we were happy.
Then you come back and I'm there, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, you already supposedly put in your order.
I already knew what I wanted. I wanted the Bangkok steak salad.
And then she came up to ask for my order, and like. You kind of shooed her away because like I guess I didn't really know what I wanted. Yeah, you always do that though. You always know what you want immediately.
You said you,
and
knew
then you
what
always
wanted.
like put in your order before me, and like, but yet say, but don't bring it out. Like bring ours out together. Then let's just order it together.
But the whole point is that I knew what I wanted, so I was like, let's wait for her to confirm what she's gonna get.
That? Like some people just that's the thing.
So my
some
point,
servers just nah.
She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready for our style of eating.
You say. Yeah.
So long story short, her service started to crumble that second half.
She wasn't ready for our style of eating. Yes, is what you just
like,
said.
I was ready to place that order, but have this in the back of your mind. Write this down. When she comes back, we'll get hers. So you don't have to continue talking to me. I'm already out of the way. I want you to attend more on her. She's my lady. You're my company. Focus on her. You know what I want. So I had to give her the benefit of the doubt. So I went to the bathroom, then I started to pay attention more. I see that she does have a lot of functionalities with her. She's like got a big party. She's over there preparing drinks. It looks like a lot of people are getting refills. So she's stressed out already. She didn't write down my order. So I had to take that to the bank and cash that. I go to the bathroom. I do like an entire walkthrough of the restaurant just to see like what else is there. Because you told me about the wall and like these vines and this greenery. I was like, oh, I got to see that. So then I'm standing in like the entryway where I remember when we first decided to go to this place like a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, we should go through the back of this restaurant and just like pull in like mobster style. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go through the front. So then I stood back there where we actually walked through and I was like, oh, this is cool. We're actually like in the inside now. From what I remember, we were on the outside looking in. Now we're on the inside looking out. It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
So then I go back, link up with you. It's a beautiful vibe. You're there. We're ready to move forward for the round 3. She comes back to the table after I've gotten there. Mind you, I gave her the heads up. We're ready now, so pull up. She goes back to the table, and she's almost dumbfounded. Like, she doesn't remember exactly what what I wanted and what you wanted. And I was like, dude.
She did not know what was going on.
I was bummed out after that. I was like, dude, you fumbled. Like, your service is going down right now. Tip just went down 10% off rip. She asked me what I got again. I repeat, the Bangkok steak salad, which sounds really funny when you think of Bangkok steak salad. It sounds really funny when you say it out loud. I was like, yeah, so I want that. And do you remember what you got? I think it was a sushi dish.
Yeah, I think it was called the hot mess.
Ooh.
It was shrimp tempura and spicy salmon and like cream cheese, asparagus, just like a big roll, and then like salmon on top.
Oh man, there was so much
some spicy
fish
mayo.
on
Like
there.
it was a hot mess because it was all.
It was a hot mess, like
yeah.
Described as is.
And there was like the crunchy stuff on top too. The food was so good. It just took her so long for it to come out. Like that's the moral of the story is like. Yeah. The first time we went out in 2 months to a bar/restaurant to drink/eat. Yes. It was like not great service, but still so much fun. Okay. Because we hadn't been out and like, it was just felt good to get dressed up and.
Okay, so you're skipping over one part. We got bougie and we complained. Usually we don't do that. And
it felt appropriate.
It I guess so, but we can't skip over that. We went the extra mile to complain.
Yeah.
At this point, we're like, yo, we're so unhappy. We need to let someone know what's going on. So we complained, and I felt really satisfied after we complained.
Well, I
was like, oh, this is what it feels
I felt
like.
satisfied, but also like was hoping they would knock off some of the drinks.
That did not happen.
They gave us a free dessert.
Yeah, that was trash. So we obviously know desserts are more like for.
I mean, we get desserts, but just like that was not
a different night. That really
when
wasn't the night to
when
take
there was
advantage.
4 drinks on the tab, knock 1 or 2 off.
Well, in this particular situation, these people seem like they're pulling for what they can get. They're ready to take advantage of you. If you've already been in there and you've spent your time in there, you're going to pay for that time. They're probably pulling in really slow stakes and not doing well financially, so they need what they can take. And the ticket for that night was a bill. It was good. It was a good vibe. And I'll do it all over again.
It was great. It felt good to be back.
So, our next topic...
Well, we should tell people where we're coming to them from today.
At the condo.
Yeah. Condo has the house studio in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This thing is portable. We're able to be everywhere.
We're already moving up, and we hope you guys are moving up with us.
Also...
You better stick along for the ride.
Let's give a shout out to our listeners from last week's. Right now I'm looking at the comments that we got, so I want to name these people out, and I want to thank you guys for dropping a comment on our first podcast. So we've got Tracy Tender. She dropped a really dope comment, and I'm not going to read all the comments. You guys obviously will see them. If you want to go check them out, go check them out, but we want to give these people specific shout outs for showing love. Tracy Tender, thank you for your comment and support on our first episode. We also got Stephen Andrew. We appreciate your love and support. Keep showing love. You're part of the Spectrum gang now. We've got Donald Dumper. That's super funny. We want to show you some love, Donald Dumper. Thanks for showing love to us right now.
Yeah, we had a lot of special comments, I feel like.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy that we got
Shout out to Natalie's brain. What up?
Yeah, shout out to Natalie and her big brain. We love having her on, and she's a wonderful co-host to be sitting next to you. All right, let's dive into our next topic. Let's do bingeables.
Oh, okay.
Let's do the bingeables, and then let's do sleepers right after that, because we've got to turn on the JBL and let you guys hear what we want you to hear.
All right, do you want to go first on bingeables?
So let's explain bingeables. Bingeables is a segment we're going to have each episode of All Into the Spectrum podcast. It's about TV/documentary, anything that you are watching, binge watchable, that we can just put you guys on to listening to and enjoying just as much as we do. So this week I want to put you guys on to a new Netflix series that just came out 2020. It's called Space Force. It is created and executive produced by Steve Carell and Greg Daniels. Crazy. Think about this, guys. Space Force. What just happened a few days ago? SpaceX and the launch with Elon Musk and NASA teaming up together to send off 2 amazing people to the moon. We covered you guys last week. They had some interesting names, the 2 astronauts.
Doug and
Bob. So yeah, we covered you guys last week, and we're not really going to talk about that, but we do want to put you guys on to Space Force. It's a great show. I watched it all in one sitting, literally. It's super funny. It's 1 season, and it's very similar to exactly what happened and took place with the launch. How people were talking them out of doing the launch back to back. It's really funny. It's a comedy, and it's like a parody on the launch in a sense.
And you were talking about how it's not interesting, not a coincidence, but both of them happen at like the same time.
It was definitely scheduled.
Space Force came out on Netflix on May 29th last week.
Yes.
Guess what time the Falcon 9 launched? May 30th.
May 30th.
The day after. 29 and 30.
So they knew that this was happening, and they needed to release the TV show to build up the expectation for it. which it did.
You watched it all in one day.
It actually got a 41 on Rotten Tomato. That is horrible.
That is not good, but like...
Damn, I like it so much, and that's funny that they don't really like it that much.
Yeah, 6.9 on IMDb.
That's interesting. Okay, so what do you want to share with us?
Well, mine's like not as comical. I watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix. Just because, like, of course, it's the first thing that you see when you click on Netflix. That's #1 right now, and everyone's talking about it, like all the podcasts and stuff. And
Filthy Rich.
just like such a crazy story. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to undertake it.
Yeah.
By the way, disclaimer, I still haven't watched all of it. I've only watched 2 out of the 4 episodes, so like I can only give you what I've seen so far.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, it's called Filthy Rich, which I feel like is such a good title for this, and like you don't have to think that hard for that title because like that's already a saying. Filthy Rich.
It is.
He is filthy. He is also rich. He is also filthy rich.
He's like, both of those same.
No, he's all 3. That's the thing. It's crazy. Like that's why I think it's a clever title.
It's
but
definitely
anyway,
clever.
So Jeffrey Epstein, if no one knows, he's this financial advisor, I guess you could call him, and horrific sex offender too.
Oof.
But he's like been known to be connected to like all these huge names, right? Like grew up in New York, and he just became like the guy that handled money for all these very, very wealthy people.
Yeah.
Handled their money for them.
Right.
And that's like how it's how he supposedly gathered his wealth.
Through them.
Right. But he's just like I keep saying is, but like he's dead now. Is
he dead?
Well, let's go chronologically here.
Let's break this down. We gotta unpack this story.
Super well connected and wealthy, right? I'll give you a little background.
Please.
So in the 80s, he was born. Okay, I don't really know all those details, but anyway, in the 80s, he became this like financial advisor for like all these very connected men in like Manhattan, New York, and other places.
Yes.
Specifically, Les Wexner was like one of these very good friends that he has. So Les Wexner is the founder of L Brands, which is the limited brands, like the clothing line.
Yes.
And he then went to acquire Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie and Fitch, Express, and Bath and Body Works.
Okay.
He owns all that like huge retail, just like titan. Okay. So that was one of Epstein's closest friends. Yeah. And that's like who he got the New York townhouse from. Wow. It was Les Wexner's. So also Epstein just like became connected to like these other people like Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, Michael Jackson, like Alec Baldwin too, like all these people.
Yeah, he's connected to a lot of people.
And it's just, yeah, I mean, I have all these things written down. Like he has houses in New Mexico, Palm Beach, New York, Paris, and then of course his island in the British Islands. But he was convicted as a sex offender.
Right. So
I'm just like trying to build up like how much power this guy had, because throughout the documentary, you're getting all these interviews of these young women that experienced what Jeffrey Epstein did to them and what they did to him, like this whole relationship.
Right.
And so I just want to like, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, how why didn't they just say no? Like, you know, you even mentioned something like that. It's just like, because this guy these are like children that are coming in.
Slow down. Let's unpack that a little bit. So his past starts as being a teacher first. If you want to slow down and let's stay on that children topic. He was a teacher, elementary school teacher.
He lied to become a teacher, yeah.
He was a teacher. That was his professional career at first before he became a financer, which he's known for doing that now.
So he was a teacher in like the 70s.
That's how he started.
So I jumped first to the 80s when he like became involved with money.
And he was born and raised in New York City.
Coney Island.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York City. 1953. He's fucking old.
He's old, yeah.
He didn't look that old in the doc,
no.
though. He's looking decent.
But I think we should just like jump to the part,
But
we could talk a while for his whole life. I don't want to talk about him that long. We're going to
keep it short.
Because honestly, that's the thing is I don't want to give him this, like, airtime. It's just, like, this, like, crazy story of some guy that was just had so much power and just slipped between everyone. Like, he was this, like, Gatsby-like figure that moved through New York and, like, other cities in the world. Like, all right, so now we're going to try out a segment called Sleepers. Music we think you should be checking out and that deserves an ear. So my sleeper is from the one and only Anderson .Paak. I'm going to play Your Prime, which is like my first introduction to indie rapper, if you will, in high school, which is, I think, a good way to describe Anderson .Paak, but here we go.
You have girlfriends. Chill. You picking on me? No, why are you picking on me? Why would I do that? Now let me ask you this question. Why are you picking on me? Shut up and sit down! Pick on me! Sit down!
Alright, so that was Anderson .Paak, Your Prime. So that was Natalie's Sleeper. And my sleeper for today is going to be Joyce Rice. That's on you. I heard about her, I would say, like a few years ago. She's pretty dope, and it's a song I think a lot of people should listen to.
Every day is a mystery. With you, I never know. It's out of my control. Call me up, I'll be here tonight. Waiting by my phone. It's out of my control. And I hope to not nothing. Is there more to this discussion? Or am I interrupting? All I want is a connection, more than just affection. But you left it up to question. Question, is this on you? Is this on you? It's not my fault you want it your way. But you gon' end up on your own, babe. I always knew I was your favorite, but why'd you never say it? Now I'm tired of all this waiting. Made me use up all my patience, yeah. I'll give you one more chance to come around. Don't you go and let me down, baby. We can work this out. Holding on to nothing. Is there more to this discussion? Or am I interrupting? All I want is a connection, more than just affection. But you left it up to question. Question, is this on you? Is this on you?
Alright, so that was my sleeper for this episode. Joyce Rice, that's on you. And we want to encourage you guys out there, whoever thinks we should play some of their music on our next episode, hit us up on Instagram at All Ends of the Spectrum Podcast. Share some of your taste with us. Alright guys, so that was All Ends of the Spectrum, the podcast, episode 2. I am your host, 3am Alexander, here with my beautiful co-host,
Natalie. Thanks, guys. Week 2.
and we hope to see some of those names in the comments again next week.
Yeah, please don't stop. Keep the comments coming.
This episode was brought to you by All Into the Spectrum, episode 50, which is going to be out tomorrow. Can't wait to drop
It's
that.
gonna be beautiful.
It's a great episode, and in that episode we covered a lot. We learned a lot about the Earth.
Yeah, we
and
were one with the Earth.
Drop some comments below after you watch that episode. Stay up to date with us. Post notifications on Instagram, and we will see you guys again next week in the same spot.
Yes, thank you, Spectrum Gang.
Spectrum Gang out.
We're out.